Hi, I'm Pinky Daga. I'm CEO of Thrive Art and Soul. I'm here today with Kaya and Christiane Muller, who have come from the UCM, the University of Michael in Canada, at this beautiful festival, the Global Festival of Spiritual Sciences in Pyramid Valley. Today we're going to speak a little bit about how dreams and meditations are connected. Kaya and Christiane are the world's global experts in dream science and symbology, and they have a wealth of knowledge on exactly how we can interpret our dreams to benefit our lives. So today we're speaking about dreams and meditation. Welcome, Christiane. Welcome, Kaya.
Thank you, Pinky.
Thank you.
It's always such an honor to have you with us.
It's a great joy also for us.
And this topic that you have about dreams, this is so fascinating. It's something that, all of us want to know, but there's so much confusion.
Yes.
So can you tell us, and can you especially tell us exactly how we can connect or how we may access, as common people, how we may access our dreams through meditation?
Yes. Often when people don't remember their dreams yet, or they just have fragment of information, I recommend to them, of course, to do meditation.
Yes.
Because to receive dreams, we need to develop our receptivity.
Right.
We need also to develop our feminine polarity. That's very important to know that. For certain people, maybe it's a new terminology, but as men and women, we have two polarities. And in dreams, in symbolic language, it is very present. So, for example, as a man, I have a feminine energy inside, masculine energy in manifestation. When we are a woman, we have a masculine energy within and feminine in manifestations. So a soul has both polarities. And feminine is related to receptivity, to our left side.
Yes.
And same thing with our masculine energy. Then we have the other aspects related to emissivity,
Right.
so outside manifestation. And so doing meditation, at the beginning, when we start to experiment, we don't see anything in meditation
Yes.
because the third eye is not yet open.
Right.
Okay, because this is a profound aspects that develop through meditation.
Right.
With time, we start to have access to visions.
Right.
So at the beginning, it starts with colors. Normally, people will start to see a ball of energy. They begin to see the energy, and they are happy because it's wow.
Yeah, I'm seeing something.
And especially
Yeah.
when you have not planned anything.
Right.
It's like you're surprised by what you see,
Yeah.
the movement of the energy, the movement of the colors.
Yes.
You don't control anything,
Yes.
which is good for humans because sometimes they control too much.
Yeah.
So-
we always control too much.
Yes. So spirituality is all about receptivity.
Right.
That's the most important aspect that we do. Any yogi, any form of philosophy and religions, they have always done mantras and prayers to develop their concentration and their receptivity.
Right.
So then the more we do meditation, then at the beginning we start to see a little bit, that's the opening of the third eye.
Right.
As soon as we begin to see
Yes.
colors and to see the energy, and then eventually this energy will take form.
Right.
Form in structure, you can start to see your kitchen, you can start to see your office,
Right.
and then the energy starts to become real.
Right.
And then you start to enter in what we call lucid dreaming.
Right.
So lucid dreaming is the capacity to enter and hear, like with your husband,
Yes.
Shans, and brother-in-law,
Yeah.
Varun.
Yes.
They have shared about quantum physics
Right.
last night. And this is really related to dreams
Right.
and multidimensions.
Right.
Because for us, when we enter in dreams, we have access to the multi-dimensions of the consciousness,
Right.
and also we enter in the universal consciousness. So
Right.
we go beyond our own inner computer and we connect with the universe.
Right.
And then, so meditation is creating a deep state of interiorization so we can reach the, as they were talking about, the gamma frequency,
Right.
which is the mystical frequency. That is really what yogi and monks and, you know,
And it's,
it
and
takes
it's not a
life also.
Right, and it's not a frequency that one can reach in a waking conscious state.
That's correct.
Right?
Yes.
Either you can reach
No,
it.
no, no. I have to say,
Yeah.
I have to add something.
Yeah.
The more we, at the beginning, we cannot reach that state of
Right,
consciousness.
right.
But with time,
Yes.
we live our life like it is a dimension. So once we start to begin, like the Matrix, you have seen the
Right.
movie The Matrix?
Yes.
Then he is in the gamma frequency.
Yeah,
You know, that's the
yeah.
representation where symbol starts to talk to you. So, but we need to work a lot on ourselves
Right.
to attain that. And that's why it's not something that you can right go in the gamma frequency
Right.
and then you can start to, unless when it happens, when this happens and the brain starts to be too intense,
Right.
you can have psychiatric problems.
Right. So then what is the right way? How do we, as the common man, train ourselves to access that gamma frequency?
Yes.
Access dreams.
Yes.
What do we do?
First, what is very important in our meditation, we need to understand that meditation is all about improvement.
Right.
You know, developing qualities, changing our life.
Right.
So the inner peace state that we reach in the first stage of meditation are there eventually, of course, to reach a receptivity, a calmness. Once this is reached, then you can start to have thoughts, emotions that are coming, things you have repressed.
Yes.
And this is when I was saying that the energy can take a form, this is when you do long meditation.
Right.
Then you start to open up the unconscious memories. And then you start to, it's like forces, that symbol starts to dance in your head. And then you can study that because that's another stage, knowledge.
Right.
So we need symbolic language to understand why this symbol is there. For example, you meditate and then you've been doing like 45 minutes and it was great and you feel good, and suddenly you have an insecurity that comes.
Right.
You know,
Right.
you see your father, the face of your father that is like this, you know, angry, and you say, what are you doing there? Go.
Right.
I want
Or
to stay
suddenly
peaceful.
you feel your own anger coming.
Yes, that's correct.
Right.
But the father is your own anger.
Right, exactly.
That's what the knowledge is
Yes,
bringing to us.
yes.
The father represents a part of you.
Right.
And even in this life, if you have this father,
Right.
if you have received this father, you know, you have the quality of your father, this father, of course, which is giving you great inspiration and knowledge and evolution for your time being. But you have also, of course, you need, as a mirror effect, your father is also transmitting you patterns.
Right.
You know, family patterns, social patterns, and then we need to transcend that and keep everything that is right, of course. But we need also to discern and to understand that what is not right, that we need to free ourselves from this. And because the level of receptivity that we need to go deep needs first to cleanse all the memories, to open and it is not just from this life. That's why the work is so intense.
It's from many lives.
Yes. And when we talk about spiritual teacher, they are people that they have done this for over many lives sometimes. And now the benefits that they receive can stabilize this gamma frequency. And then eventually we do meditation. Like we see also, you know, I'm sure some of you have seen photos of yogis or Hindu master or Buddha. And then you see the Buddha, for example, and then you see the symbol of the third eye that is open. We put a real eye. And then we see all the many things around Buddha that are not always positive. Sometimes you can see Buddha being dragons are attacking him, demons and stuff like this. These are the nightmares. These are the work that all masters are doing to become. They transcend their negativity, and they transcend also the universal consciousness negativity. So they are challenged. And we see there are beautiful movies about Buddha, and when he is like in meditation, staying at the same place, but his mind is traveling, you know, in the gamma frequency to learn and learn and learn and learn, and to connect with all the thoughts and all the emotions of the entire universe until it is transposed in divine qualities. And once you have reached that stage, then of course you reach enlightenment, pure knowledge, everything is easy, love is in you.
Love is in you. So it's no longer a challenge.
Yes.
These things don't keep coming up and coming up and coming up.
Yes, it's like a beautiful river that is totally stable and that brings, you know, the capacity for trees and flowers to grow and to be nourished.
So I have a question. It's a personal question about what I have been going through, but I think a lot of people who've begun their journey on this path can perhaps relate to. So I'm going to ask it. I sometimes feel over the past 1 year, the more that I meditate, and the more that I try and work on myself, I am facing a lot of challenges. But the beauty about it is that the knowledge and everything that I've received from masters such as you have helped me withstand these challenges and not give in to the negative aspects and keep going back in the circles. So is this a common thing that one may experience in their path of, in their journey?
Yes, because the more we manifest ourselves through expansion, when we are just with ourselves, you know, then we are a monk, for example. Okay, that's great. You have this in this life, you're a monk. If you have decided that, if you have chosen this path, that's because in this life you need to really open up. You know, you have past life of, you know, like too much material stuff, problems with the families, and then you say, I need a break. I need a break. I'll take a monk life, and I'm gonna be, spirituality now is my first goal. So this is something that is very important. But then after, there's another journey for the monk. The next life, you know, he's missing, you know, a wife or a husband, or, you know, he's missing also family. So, but he has new values because he's been working for an entire life to reprogram and to find this peace, full, you know, space where he found sometimes. But we think monks are always happy, but I can tell you they struggle with themselves.
Of course.
Because they have needs and all kinds of things, and it's a challenge to be a monk.
Because they're in the human body, so they have emotional needs as well.
Yes, we think sadhus, we think all these people, hermits. You know, I was an hermit many years ago, as you know. I went through a very intense path that I could have become crazy. And it was not the best time of my life. The best time of my life is now with my wife. And with my children, my daughter, my grandchildren. You know, because I have multiplied the right things now. But I've used spiritual knowledge to do that. And I'm capable of erasing everything, every project, just to redo it like a mandala. You know, because I want my life to be right. I don't want to accumulate karma. I want to keep that beautiful life and wife, you know, not just for this life, but for the next one also. Because I know that they are recording everything. And if I'm not right, and if I try to do this, you know, maybe only myself. Sometimes we think only ourselves knows about these little, but they record everything. And then the next life, you start to have things that are happening to you that are difficult.
You need to learn.
Yes.
It's not a punishment.
Yes, so when you are a CEO like you, and having multiple projects to handle, plus the family, plus the husband, plus all this,
Don't forget the teenager.
Yeah, the teenagers.
Yes.
That's the most challenging
But it
part.
triggers your own inner
Yes,
teenagers.
yes,
Yes.
That's
see?
exactly.
Resonance.
And you know, it took me so long to come to that understanding.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
but the minute I did,
Yeah.
I understood that this was my goal, this was my challenge, you know, and he was just representing that.
Yeah.
So I needed to learn, and now that I look back, I see, oh my God, I can actually thank, you know,
Yes.
and I feel that, oh, I mean, he's actually come as the biggest blessing,
Yeah.
although in the disguise of so many challenges and problems. But you know, that was my learning, that was my challenge, you know.
Yeah.
So
And
as
you
a
see-
mother, as a parent, I feel that that's actually the blessing, because in the guise of your children there are so many lessons
Yes.
that you can, and so many opportunities
And
to
you see
overcome.
what you say.
Yeah.
This is the gamma frequency.
Right. Yeah.
Finding the lessons in
Right.
everything we
Yes.
do all the time, from anybody, any situation, and then we don't become angry. We just say, okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you.
The universe is teaching me something through you, so it is you or another person, it has to come to me.
Right. Exactly.
You see?
But
That's
that
when
is
you
not easy,
begin.
you know?
That's what we
No.
call the law of resonance. The law of resonance in
Yes,
physics
yes.
explain that
Yeah.
everything you meet is a part of you.
Right.
And in dreams,
Yeah.
you see yourself through fractions of symbols.
Right.
But in real life, your teenagers are you.
Yeah.
Your husband is you. Your business is you.
Yeah. Everything.
Everything is you.
Yeah.
Because when we manifest, we are expressing ourselves and we put symbols. We decorate something.
Right.
We plan a project. We build something.
Right.
So all our ideas takes form in symbols.
Right. And that's actually representative of our subconscious.
Yes, yes, that's correct.
That 95% of the
Yes,
brain.
and this is why we need to understand that our life
Yeah.
is related to our inner life. But not just as a small connection, it's a total representation. But the tip of the iceberg, you know?
Yes.
So like the 5% and the
Yeah.
95%.
Right.
We see the same thing with Jung. In
Yeah.
Jung, you know, the pair of Jung
Right.
explains that, you know, you have like the iceberg, the tip of the iceberg is your personality.
Right.
This is what you show to people.
Yes.
So if you start to be like acting like, hello, I'm so happy to be in this interview with you, and it's like, wow, great, two beautiful
I have this
women.
opportunity.
You know, so this is the tip of the iceberg of someone that has problem with seduction.
Right.
And problems probably with many wives. Maybe he's paying also many, how do we say that in English, pension?
Well,
Prostitute?
no,
No, no.
money to pay back.
Money
you know.
because he's paying
When-
to many wives, you know,
Right,
for
right,
many
right,
children.
right,
So
right.
he's
Yes.
maybe acting like a man that is handling everything, but
Right,
he's having
yes.
a lot of
Lot of
problems.
problems, yeah.
Because if we develop ourselves in the distortion, then we distort a lot of things. And we meet also people that will connect with these frequencies.
Right.
And also you were adding that
Yeah.
since you have been on a spiritual path,
Yes.
sometimes it seems to be more difficult
Yes.
because you have developed more awareness.
Right.
Before, you know, when we are not
Yeah.
aware, we do things who are very emissive, we
Yeah.
are not conscious of the others,
Right.
that we can hurt the others.
Right.
Whereas on a spiritual path like you are,
Yeah.
we become receptive and say, oh, no, I can't do that. But, you know, there are some memories that are not cleansed yet.
Right.
But
Yes.
we know that we can no longer manifest them, so
Right.
we have to keep them inside
Yeah.
without repressing them.
Right.
This is why sometimes spiritual beings, they develop anger
Right.
because they have great values, but they, no, I can't do that, but
Right.
they repress.
The negativity or the memories, as you say, of so
Yeah.
many lifetimes is just inside, and
Yeah.
you're taught to that's wrong.
Yeah.
That's negative. But actually, we must deal with it. Right?
But we
to
must
overcome.
transform them. That's,
Transform.
you know,
Yeah.
and mantra, you can
Right.
cleanse them and transform them, so you don't project them onto others,
Right.
but you don't repress them.
Right.
You care about them like
So
like
how? So tell me how
So,
You can explain.
of course, through meditation,
Yeah.
like we explained, so meditation is first to develop self-awareness at the beginning. So we meditate and we start to study our life. We study our resonance. What do I have to learn from my father? what I have to learn from my mother? What do I have to learn from my business? And then we meditate, and then we study the plus and the minuses. And we discover a lot of things through that. And then we discover ourselves. Instead of saying, oh, my sister did this to me, no. She's a part of me. I have done this in a past life, or I have percentage of resonance with her form of behavior. Because it is in me. She's acting, for example, she's like a really haughty attitude.
Right.
And it disturbs me.
Right.
I'm a simple person and I don't want that.
Right.
But if I'm disturbed, that maybe I was a British in a past life, you know? The negative British, not the positive
there
one.
are positive
Because
aspects.
always positive and negative in everything. So that's interesting to understand that we discover ourselves through our resonance. So that's really something very powerful.
So everything that you don't like of people that are in your close-knit circle, they are telling you something. It is one of the negative manifestations which you must learn to transform. So if you keep seeing that and having this dialogue and trying to understand, then we may transform through that.
The main problem, Pinky, in spirituality is people are not studying their shadow. They are just studying the positive. They just want a good life. They want the life of the spiritual master right away.
Yeah, or nowadays abundance.
Yeah,
become so
abundance,
popular,
yes.
right?
You want to be the CEO, but you don't want to work.
Right.
Or the responsibilities.
Or the
You don't want. So then you delegate to anybody, and eventually
you want beautiful relationships.
Yes.
You want all the wealth.
Yes.
But but if you don't deal with it, then there's no balance in you.
It's like watching a movie and becoming, what you see is totally different.
Right.
So sometimes people, of course, they have aspirations.
Right.
All of us should be like wanting to have the most beautiful life.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yes.
But this is a path.
Right.
And to achieve that, if you are not polite, if you are not honest, if you are always angry with your wife, then how can she become a flower? Right. How can she be happy to be with you? Right. How can she continue to be soft? She's going to have to defend herself.
Right.
Or if she doesn't say anything, then she's going to become rigid.
Right.
Just to protect.
She will have to become a cactus.
Right.
Yes, it is the resonance that creates
and
that.
then you must understand that.
Yes. I send an information and then I create a reaction in the universe. And I study this. So if I send an information and it creates a wrong reaction, then I say, okay, look, something is wrong in me, not just in the other person.
Yes.
Maybe it was not time to talk. Maybe it was not, I should have just listened instead of just wanting to tell everybody to do that and do that. Because he's angry, he was not ready to receive that. So this is, of course, a process of observance and of evaluation, of improvement all the time. But one day, it's like you do the techniques with the piano. It's a long time, It takes 12 years to become an international concert pianist player. But it is the same. It takes 12 lives, and probably more than that. Of course, it's just a number. But to really achieve and to live in the divine qualities all the time.
And how may we learn before? I want to hear from you. How may we learn from our children or their dreams? Give them a message to us parents who sometimes really struggle.
This is so important to listen to their dreams, and even when they are very young, and say, "What's your dream?" And sometimes at the beginning they invent it. They say, "Oh, if they see that you like it, you enjoy it, they want to please you at the beginning, and they will invent a story, but it will be
still
a part of them, unconscious." Memories that are transmitting a message. And then when they have a dream, for example, our daughter Kasara, at the beginning, she had a dream of a witch, not a nice witch. And then, so we explain, these are needs, you know, selfish needs. When you want something, it's very intense.
Right.
So during the day, when suddenly she wanted to go to the park, and we said to her, no, it's not time.
Right,
Later we'll
We
go.
felt she was manipulating us
Yeah,
energetically, like the
it
witch.
was so
you know?
intense.
Yeah, that happens to all of us.
Yeah,
As
yeah.
parents.
That's
Even children more and more these days, they just cannot take no for an answer.
Yes. So we say, oh, I can see you, little witch. So she could make a link with the state of conscience of the negative witch.
Yeah.
She had an image.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's a little bit abstract to children. Oh, stop doing that.
Yes.
Whereas they have their own image and they see the witch. Oh, I've been like the witch with my parents.
Right.
I have to stop that. So you see, it's very, very, very helpful. We can teach them a lot of
one
things.
thing, I must ask you this. These days with children so much into technology and video games, sometimes with my younger son, I feel that in his dreams he's actually seeing his video games. You know,
Yes.
because when sometimes I ask him, and you know, oh, you had a bad dream last night, because sometimes we're sleeping in the same room and he's moving. And you know, yes, mom. Somebody took a gun to my head and killed me, and then this happened, and it's just so.
Especially when they are young, not to expose them freely, intensively to violence.
Right.
Because they are so open, and it's like they are
And it's
sponges.
become so casual.
Yes,
Because you
yes.
kill in a video game, and so this dream coming of killing somebody, killing you, you know, or witnessing the killing of two other people, it's casual because they see it in their video games.
They trivialize the negativity.
Yes.
It's
Yes,
like,
and even sometimes, with all the respect that I know some great psychologists that are amazing, and I work with them, and some of them are our students. But some of them are just explaining that, okay, killing is like affirming yourself. Come on, you know, if you kill someone, really, you go to jail, you know?
Yeah.
So this is not a good affirmation.
Right.
So it's like everything is about memory, so we can accumulate. We experiment, we do things, and then we learn from this, and we create our base of memories. So when we start to have the video games in the dreams, of course, there's an accumulation of tensions. The fact that he's like having someone killing, he's very sensitive, of course, because he's not responding. So then this is a representation of he's tough with himself. He's very tough with himself, you know, because he's killing himself. You know, you need to see the victim and the aggressor as one in a dream. You know, we are not only the victim in a nightmare, and we are also the aggressor. But what is important to say also to our audience is like, this is always the first thing the first door I open for dream interpretation, to make sure we are not afraid of nightmares. Because even for your son, it's a percentage. Maybe it's 3%. You know, because he's not hurting anybody during the day. He's such a soft boy, and he's kind boy. So, but he has a percentage now. And now, as a parent, you need to make sure this percentage will not grow too much.
So that's my responsibility.
Because
when I see that, so that's how you say that you learn, and then you adjust your parenting.
he can start to be bullied at school, for example. This can start to be a manifestation. He will attract what he is. You know, the memories, the energies, the thoughts, the emotions. Then he will attract, you know, aspects. If someone is too much in the energy of the antelope, you know, very, very like, you know, always trying to, eventually, this person will attract a lion. Or a father that will push and say, come on, do your things, do that, do this, do. And there's, because you don't have enough authority and power, then you need to find a lion. So this is amazing to understand. And we see that in symbols, of course, in dreams, because the dreams will explain the life program. And one dream can affect a period of time, but also it can affect our entire life. Just one dream when we are young.
And also one day we analyze our life signs as if it was a dream. So it's amazing. And then you have also like a lucid dreaming. You see a person, you know, arriving. Say, oh, she looks like my cousin.
Right.
And then when she's in front of you, no, not at all. Physically, nothing
No,
alike.
But it's the representation.
But
Yeah.
I felt the energy, and I can make a link. Oh, what does my cousin represent for me? Oh, she's very generous, joyful,
Right.
and so I can recognize this
So
quality.
this, what Christiane is saying, this is the gamma frequency.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
see, living the gamma frequency, we don't see just the facade of things,
Yeah.
we enter. So a spiritual master, when he looks at someone, he enters in the person. He sees so many things that most of the time he cannot say, unless there are questions. For us, it's great. Tell us a dream,
Yeah.
and then we are going to use that dream to help you.
Right.
But if we see other symbols,
Right.
we will not say them yet,
Right.
because you need to be ready.
We
With
need to be
knowledge,
ready.
with symbolic language, the gamma frequency is like your brain, the energy you have in your
Right.
brain and in your cells are very, very, very intense
Right.
all the time.
And it's not only with the vision, but clairaudience.
Right. Yes.
You can hear, metaphysical sounds.
Yeah.
Suddenly you hear something else.
Yeah. Or you can
And-
hear a message in your head.
And because you have perceived the multi-dimension behind the form, the words, the sentence.
So we all reach also the gamma frequency, all of us.
Yeah.
At certain point, we are like very receptive, and suddenly, whoop, we think about our sister.
Yeah.
That's shoom, you went there.
Right. Exactly. To
You went
maintain-
there, and
Yeah.
then you say, oh, I need to call this person. And then the person is saying, oh, so I was thinking about you. Gamma frequency.
Right.
You went there.
Right.
Shoom. But one day, when we have the multidimensional knowledge, then we see, we live our life like that.
Yeah. As a secret agent.
Yes.
And
Yes.
if one wants to learn how to be that secret agent from you,
Yes.
how do we do that?
We have a program, a training that we
Right.
give in India and
Yeah.
also in Europe and America that is called the DSSI training,
Yes.
Dream Sign Symbol Interpretation Training. It's a 3-year certification to become therapist and also 2 years of license program.
Right.
So so this program is very advanced. We have psychologists, doctors,
Right.
but we have seekers also,
Right.
mothers,
Mothers,
you know,
parents.
parents, we have people from many fields, and this is very advanced program, so
Right.
people can have information on the website of our foundation.
Right.
So it's ucm.center.
Okay.
Yeah.
UCM.center for
Yes.
our audience out there. I, for one, am really waiting for that right moment in my life to learn this knowledge.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
for
Pinky.
everything.
Thank you for what you do in the world also.
Yeah.
Thank you.